Bop.
Yo, yo, yo. All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Logan's Our podcast. It might be different because I told you guys I'm doing a podcast with Logan Kelleher, but we have our own channel to do that, and I like to do my own podcast with other people. Today, I got my boy Nate Swift in the house, baby.
What's
I
up,
wish I had
everybody?
like a music thing where people can clap. I just don't have that. But will you move your mic down just so
Yes.
the crowd can see your beautiful face?
Boom.
There we go. Yeah, there we go, Swift.
There we go. That'll
All
work.
right. So I got my boy Nate Swift here. We have a lot to talk about. We're gonna get deep in. I've never talked about psychedelics or anything on this podcast, but Swift here has done the research. He has facts, but
A little bit of research.
But even he reads books about them. He researches stuff about psychedelics. Even could be a potential career. But that's what we're gonna get into with this podcast. But
Yes, sir.
like I said, I'm Logan Zara. This is Nate Swift. Yeah, I mean, let's just hop into it. So, you took a gap year. You went to Kirkwood up in Cedar Rapids, right?
Yeah, I just did a half year. So,
Okay.
half
What
year.
what were you studying up at Kirkwood?
Just gen eds.
Gen Ed.
So,
Okay.
I mean, just the basics. And
Yeah, so I went
like
to I only went for half a year then at NICC and was going to do Gen Eds, and I mean, school's not for everyone.
Yeah,
It's not at all.
definitely wasn't for me
not
at
a
the
huge,
moment.
Yeah, I'm not a huge. You have to. I feel like you have to be in kind of the zone to even keep your mind right with school. Like you have everything going on outside of school. You have schoolwork. Like it's a lot to balance, and like you really have to be in the right mindset to balance all of that.
Yeah, one thing for me was kind of like I haven't really ever like cared a lot about it a lot. So, and it turned in the same way at college. So, kind of just for me realizing how like bad I did in the second semester and first really, but I was just like I haven't liked school from what I can remember since since third grade or something. Like I just remember like it's been the same way.
Exactly.
And my mindset has never really changed, which I don't think it's a bad thing, and I think I could always see myself going back. But I wish I would have just done a gap year right away.
Yeah.
Because even going to community college right away is perfectly fine, but thinking about it more and actually like trying to find something that you really want to do instead of like maybe just picking something because you're going to college and you got to pick something,
Mm-hmm.
I think would be a smarter choice for.
Yeah.
It was a smart choice for myself to start the gap year
And
stuff
if
like
anyone
that.
out there listening to this podcast, it is okay to take a gap year. It is okay not to go to school right away. Like, no one's going to judge you. And if anyone does judge you, they're not your true friend. Like,
Yeah.
I thought off the bat, I was thinking about not going to school, like, to start and just work. But I was like, I am going to get judged by so many people if I don't take the next step into a career. Like, I back then, like, I was super big on people judging me. Now, not so much. I'm still, like, there a little bit. But, no, school's not for everyone. Do what's best for you. Like, if you're worried about not being able to do the party life, you can still do that, not in school. Like,
Yeah. You
I
can
think a lot
visit
of people
people as many times as you want and stuff
yeah,
like
exactly.
that. Yeah. So
Get your money up
Yeah.
while you can, I guess.
definitely. I mean, and honestly, starting this gap year has been like the best decision of my life personally.
Exactly. same
Since
for
high
me.
school ended, like I've actually like since I started just decided that I was going to take a gap year, I actually started to take my life a lot more seriously too.
Yeah.
Like instead of when I was at school, it was just like mess around the
You
whole
seem
time,
very
so.
more clear-minded, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Is that not?
I'm trying to just focus on honestly just like I feel like it's not hard to, but with school, you don't have a lot of time to actually do things as far as like self-care because
Like for yourself.
also just like the college environment is pretty like not like calm and
Yeah.
beat down. So like if you're with a lot of roommates or they'd have people over a lot, stuff like that, it's really hard to do stuff like
Definitely
on your
tough.
own. And that's kind of why I wanted to take this gap year to like do stuff on my own and just
Yeah.
like get stuff together.
That's dope.
Yeah,
You seem motivated though
definitely.
with the whole gap year and kind of working right now. You're kind of moving forward in like the next step of your life.
Yeah, a good motivation is like getting a full-time job that you don't like and like realizing that like if you don't like push yourself to really find something, or if you don't go to school and get a career, stuff like that, like you're gonna end up like working a shit job. So
Exactly.
it's definitely.
I always
also,
live
like,
by
motivation.
that quote. It's like better to live a short life that's full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Yep,
Logic.
It's an
incredible true story.
Yeah, good old incredible. It's at.
I don't even have it. I have the book at my house. I still need to finish it.
Yep,
I know you know that line.
That's Alan Watts.
Yeah, I just posted.
I think he's actually like a little bit of a psychedelic guru type guy. I think he was one of the ones back then. Maybe. I think so.
Yeah.
He was definitely like a mindful guy though. Like he's very 100%. Smart. And yeah, you can think of his voice right away. Yeah. Especially just
is that
the
him
album.
saying it in Logic's album?
Yeah, I think that is.
See, I didn't know that.
I think it is.
But I don't know. That's a different topic to talk about.
Yeah.
But where was I gonna go with that? I don't know. I don't remember where I was going to go with that. But, yeah, definitely if – oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do. Even with my job, I would have never been in this position if I didn't obviously take that gap. I was going to take a gap year because I was in the right mind space or, like, state of mind or whatever. So I took that gap year, and then I found this job that I work at now. Shout out to Cozy Corner. But – yeah, I would have never been there. Like, I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. So, I mean,
yeah, there's definitely like nothing wrong with just going to college and being like, all right, let's get after it. But I feel like, especially nowadays with just everything going on around us, like for anybody to just take a gap year, I feel like would be really beneficial, because if you read more about topics and stuff like that and really think about what you want to do and then go to college, I feel like that's a smarter decision.
Yeah.
Instead of just jumping into something that you think will be good.
Yeah.
But, that's just my opinion, so.
Yeah. So, let's jump into this psychedelic thing. Obviously, so how did you start with this whole research in psychedelics? You reading books, obviously.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know people that have done them all throughout high school. I know, I've met people that have done them, and I've had buddies who have done them. And I don't think really anything really caught my interest too much besides, I guess I don't even really know what sparked it this summer, but this summer I decided I was going to try some psilocybin mushrooms is what they're called. And I just decided I was going to do it. And the biggest thing, like, if you're going to do it, you have to be in like 100% like mindset.
That's what I heard. And no, I've never taken psychedelics. This is all new to me. And this is why I'm so hyped about this podcast, is because I'm learning all this stuff about psychedelics. So no, I haven't done it, if you guys are wondering.
So like the biggest thing is clearly like this thing is like this plant or whatever is very like strong, and it's going to embark you on like a pretty strong journey, most likely, if you take like the right dosage or whatever. So I figured if I'm going to do this, I need to be feeling comfortable with it, obviously. So I just read a lot of like articles and watched like quite a few videos that really made me realize like that they're nothing to be scared of. So I fully like got into that mindset of being okay with taking them and realizing that most likely everything was going to be fine. There's always a chance with really anything that something doesn't go fine, but clearly these are like a stronger type thing, so you really want to be prepared. But I didn't do any special preparation besides just reading and getting comfortable with it. But I did decide to take some, and I didn't have like any like type of like spiritual transformation type thing, but I will say that the music definitely sounded better, which was really interesting. And I have read a few things that other people say the same thing.
So I know a couple of people that have tried psychedelics, and they also say the music sounds better. Even like, I don't know, they say they'll watch like something funny or I watched
I wanted to watch music videos because I was like, fuck, we're already listening to music, so let's throw on some videos. So I watched All the Lights by Kanye. I watched that video. And that was pretty like that's dope. Pretty fun to watch, and I watched. So yeah, it was just.
What is like the right dose to take if?
So, what my buddy did was kind of just at first he gave me like a really small dosage that didn't do anything like our first actual time, but then like this time I told him like if I'm gonna do it, just give me the recommended dose and whatever like that. So With mushrooms, really, I mean, there's strains where you can only take like 1 g and get like plenty of effects, but with psilocybin mushrooms, are like the main slash average dose is 3.5 grams. So it's
Okay.
and we did this thing where you put it in lemon juice and it like activates it, so like it skips part of the part that your body has to do. So we just did that, and we also went to the mines of Spain with a trip sitter, of course. That's a huge thing. You got to
Like
have
having someone that isn't on
yeah.
psychedelics, like kind of watching you guys.
So that and yeah, just to watch you.
See, I don't think I could
Because
ever do
bad
that.
things can happen off
No,
them.
of course.
So
And that's why I would be so scared to like be that person to like be there when someone's
definitely,
on, because it's
I
like
could see
you
that.
you have such a big responsibility of like making sure nothing like goes wrong, or if the person like goes like crazy, like I would never want to be the
Yeah.
person responsible for that.
It's a big task for sure. But yeah, I will say like at the mines, like I felt like I already kind of like really like nature in general, so I think that helped. But I felt like at one with like the world, and I just like
Okay.
honestly kind of wanted to just start living there.
Really?
It was really peaceful. It was probably one of the most peaceful experiences of my life.
So you didn't like freak out?
No, like right away, we were just like in a good mood and we were ready for it, and we were just
Were
listening
you
to
scared
music.
like beforehand doing it?
There's like a little bit of
Like nerves?
right when you're about to like eat them or whatever, but
Yeah.
like since I was already in like the right mindset and everything, like I was ready to go, and I honestly wasn't nervous because I really realized like reading all that stuff that it was not something to be scared of. Like, and set and setting is two really important things, like who you're with and where you're at.
Yeah. So how long do mushrooms last?
Well, I think it's typically like 6 to 8 hours.
Oh
But
damn.
yeah, but
You don't
mine
you
was
trip that long?
mine was about 4 to 5.
Okay.
I think the lemon like breaking down part of it had part to do with it with making it a little
So
shorter. But
what happens like what happens so you take them and then when it's over, what happens? Are you just super tired or like
I honestly, once I was like fully off the come down and fully sober, I felt like perfectly normal, and my like mind didn't feel like fried or anything.
Oh, really?
Like I felt like I was back to normal, and I just kind of had this like crazy peaceful experience. And
damn.
yeah, but it was definitely trademark it as probably the most peaceful experience of my life.
That's crazy.
So, and I think my mindset and just who I was with and what we did had a huge part to do with it. Because if you take them like with some random people with only like one of your buddies and like you're at a party or something, like
Yeah,
that's when
maybe
you're like
not be
bound
the
for like
best
to have a really
idea.
bad trip and stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah, some really interesting stuff though, and it was a good time.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. That's why I love hearing it from like obviously you, other people, like just like their experience, because I mean, in my point of view, it's something I don't think I would ever do. It's just my mindset is never like on the point of like, oh, I feel comfortable with doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like I would tweak. Like I don't know. It's just something I guess I wouldn't do. But it's cool that, I mean, like you were calm and like you said it was relaxing. Like that's crazy.
It was very, very.
See, I always go to the part. I always think to myself like, oh, it's gonna be the worst. Like,
And that's I never really thought about that before I started researching it, but I don't know why, but that thought just really never crossed my mind as far as like this is gonna go really bad or something. Like it really, like after reading those articles, I really realized that it's like more of a medicine than it's really not like a drug. It's a medicine, honestly.
okay.
It's like a psychoactive, more of a medicine type thing.
So do you have any like crazy, not statistics, but like facts or like things that you've learned while researching?
Yeah,
psychedelics?
so we can just hop right into the book that I've been reading and I'm almost finished with. It's called How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. He was like a big food and agriculture researcher until I'm not even fully sure how he got into this topic, but he wrote a book called How to Change Your Mind, What the New Science of Psychedelics Teaches Us About Consciousness, Dying, Addiction, Depression, and Transcendence. So I was reading up on the internet a little bit and was told that this was kind of like a good introduction book. And so far, I'm damn near done, but
Oh yeah.
they were definitely right about it being like a really good introduction type book, because it goes through like the natural history, like the history of it as far as like scientific studies
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll just touch up a little bit more about the book. I Some of the things that like really got me super interested in even just getting a book about it was kind of like, so at John Hopkins University, and I'm not sure where it's at, but they did studies on people with terminal cancer. So like they're going to die from their cancer, which
Okay.
is obviously sad as fuck. And you think if you're a patient like that, that's probably literally all you're thinking about all day.
Mm-hmm.
So they did this study on them where they gave them a strong dose of psilocybin mushrooms, and it was reported in the higher percentages that quite a few of them reconceived like how they viewed their death afterwards, and also a few of them completely lost their fear of death.
That's wild.
Like they stopped fearing that like this cancer is going to kill them, so they could actually just live and not like think about that
Damn.
24/7.
So you're saying they gave them
Yeah,
psychedelics?
yep, they took
Okay.
mushrooms, and then so I just think like hearing that they could stop fearing their death completely is kind of just like insane.
That's wild.
It really is. So that was one of the studies that really got me interested in it. And another really interesting study was these two people, can't remember their names, but they did a study with LSD on alcoholics. And the thing with like the addiction part is you think of these people that are addicted to these substances and just totally cannot get off, no matter like what people tell them. Clearly they know that it's bad for them, but
Mm-hmm.
they keep doing it. And you just think like, why can't they get off of it? And I read this study about, they did a study over like over 700 alcoholics, and like about 50% of them, after having an experience on LSD, which is acid, or it's like a little tab, and over half of them stopped drinking for a few months.
Damn.
It's really crazy. Like, and it makes sense to me because, like I said, clearly addicts know that they should stop, or they know that like it's damaging them, but they don't. And
Yeah.
then they take this. The interesting thing about psychedelics is that it goes into parts of your mind that you cannot reach
Okay.
without like long-term meditation or without a psychedelic. So that makes sense to me that it kind of like inserts the key to them finally being like, it's kind of like like a full realization. And what these do is they quote unquote like dissolve your ego, and your
Oh,
ego
really?
is literally just the thing that pretty much is telling you to be scared of things, telling you why you should or shouldn't do certain things. And it kind of like, it would make sense because like there's like one little thing that has to be switched. They already know that they should stop, and this kind of like dissolves
Yeah, yeah.
everything that they think about it, and just like makes it like kind of like simpler in a way. And they just like,
Damn.
I don't know the full I just started the reading the neuroscience part of it, so I don't fully know like why or anything, but those were the two things that got me kind of just like, this is something that really needs to be looked into. But
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
So, this might be a question you can't even answer. So, what do you think this world would be like if we all took psychedelics?
Well,
That might be a
based
dumb question.
based on the fact that I really think that they can like create peace as far as like in your own mind if you have
Yeah.
like a lot of shit going on, and like if you take these in the right place with the right person, like they really they really can help with certain like depression and anxiety. It's like did a lot of studies on it back then, but I honestly think like in the near future, like in the next like decade or so,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be like fully accepted, at least like medicinally throughout
Yeah.
the world, hopefully, at least in the US. But with just like, you look at a lot of these problems like depression and addiction and stuff that we haven't seemed to fix for years,
Yeah.
for a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's been.
It would kind of like, I just kind of assume that maybe that these are like part of the answer to like
Do you think?
world
I mean,
peace
have
and
they
stuff
done
like
studies on that? Like and I don't know if that I don't know, but like giving depressed people
that. Yeah,
like
so
psychedelics.
I can't really think of as far as like reading in the book or anything or how much they touched on the depression and everything, but I've read like quite a few people who say like they've been on. Well, it's funny because when they started researching these in like the 50s or 60s, they before they had like a product with these, they created SSRIs, which are the antidepressants that I believe I don't know if we still use, we probably don't use the same exact ones today. But this was SSRI, like the antidepressant was kind of like their fill in for while they were going to
Mm-hmm.
finish up the research for this. So, but I do know that like I've read people like they say that they've been on antidepressants for years and it doesn't really do anything. And one lady started microdosing LSD, which is like
Okay.
taking such a small dose that you don't feel it, but it still like does a little something to at
Yeah.
least your mind or something. And she microdosed it for like a few weeks, and she could already see like increased or decreased
Damn.
symptoms of her depression and shit like
That's
that.
wild.
That like that type of stuff, and I've read plenty of like comments of people just saying like I decided to try this and it worked so well and stuff like that, and that could be total bullshit. But when I read that, it's just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like it seems to me, it's kind of like a hidden medicine, as from what I'm finding out. Like to a
I
lot of
mean, I'm sure the government knows something about it. They have to. Like,
the thing is that's really interesting is when the government outlawed everything in 1970 and made it a controlled substance and listed it as no medicinal benefits, which there was already like thousands of
mm-hmm.
studies that they were allowing and
Yeah, yeah.
people were proving stuff, but they kept using it even though it was outlawed to the U.S. public. So clearly,
Where are mushrooms? Like, isn't
so they actually
aren't some states allowed?
yeah,
Like
I think it's
mushrooms?
just Denver
Oh, really?
in the U.S. at least. There might be more.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah.
the one that I know. But they grow in cow shit, or
I think
they
I heard that.
or they grow in like just like weird spots, like in leaves or something and stuff
Really?
like that. It's really interesting.
So
Yeah,
who finds them?
a lot of people just go looking for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Damn.
apparently, like the mushroom hunter like stereotype is like a person just like staring down at the ground because you're just walking like staring looking for
Oh,
mushrooms.
damn.
I don't know, but so yeah, a lot of people just find them in nature, but they're actually, I don't think they're too hard to grow yourself. Like you can actually just get a growing kit and
Damn.
stuff like that. But it's pretty
Next week, I'm gonna
interesting.
see a group of kids like at a farm stepping through dog shit trying to find
Yeah,
mushrooms.
it's weird like how they just grow from cow shit. Why that happens to me, I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but the one thing I thought was one of the other things I thought was really cool, and kind of just like the part of I think is how psychedelics really opens your mind more, is that like people, the kids that were taking LSD in like the 1960s, like the majority of kids, they were realizing how like materialistic and industrialized and like how like kind of like deflated society was or was at least becoming. And there was a quote from the book that says, "The kids who take LSD aren't going to fight your wars and they're not going to join your corporations," which is really interesting because in the early 70s, tens of thousands of kids were dropping out of school and a lot of young men were refusing to go to Vietnam.
Oh shit.
So you could see like maybe a tie-in with that it actually was potentially true. Stuff like
Damn.
that. And it kind of comes down to like I feel like they really simplify how like basic kind of like we should be living and how complicated we make it. So like
Oh,
it kind of just
100%.
like you think that it makes it like that it does like definitely boost up and make it this insane like type of trip type thing, but it also kind of just like makes it simple too. So it's kind of interesting. But
Damn.
yeah, I thought that was really interesting about the quote about not going to fight in the wars and join the corporations, and then there
Oh,
actually
100%.
was like kids like not going to school anymore, and then they
That's
also were
wild.
refusing to go to the war. So it kind of seems like there was some
You
truth
got it
to
from that book?
Yeah, and that was the last quote I had from that book. But so yeah, I kind of could just Yeah, it's just a really interesting topic, and I'll touch a little bit more on it in a second here. But the other book that I read that was actually definitely life changing as well was a book I got from Mike Zwiefel.
Oh yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
BBA. If you're not going there and you're a young athlete, get there.
Oh, I've heard great
That's
things.
all I have to say. But
I'm gonna
there's
get
this
a little closer if that's cool. Sweet.
gotcha. There's this book called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. And I think that's also interesting that I started reading the psychedelic book right after, because psychedelics like dissolve your ego and kind of just like
Yeah.
you realize things for what they are. But so this book kind of like features on it talks about like people that got way too high driven with their ego, people that like figured it out early and it really was like a good thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
But um the definition that I put down for ego was a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. Uh, Kind of like you're listening to the voice in your head and you're just like, it stops you or keeps you from doing some certain things,
Yeah.
or it pushes you to do things that you maybe shouldn't have, but your ego is kind of like that thing that says like, well, you already thought this was right, even though it's not fully right, like go do it, stuff like that.
I feel
So
like I'm always doing that. I don't know.
when you can, like, I realized like little things, like even just like not speaking back out against someone that like spoke down on you, or just like it definitely has like made my mind think more about my like ego, and just like definitely
Yeah.
helped silence it a little bit. But it wasn't like a self-teaching as far as like there was like steps to do, but it was self-teaching as far as like if you kind of like follow the same steps as these people, like you're gonna have a little more good basis of like your ego and how to control it. But I guess let's see here. Some of the important things that I picked out from my notes were you got to stop thinking that like everything that you're doing is the coolest thing in the world, because it's easy to like when you start doing something, you just think when people watch this or when people look at me, they're going to love it. And that's what creates the huge problem that a lot of people have of they can't take any criticism, because they've gotten so obsessed with when people tell them good job, they're like, thank you so much. But then when they tell them you did shitty, they're like, what do you mean I did shitty? And they get all like tightened up,
Yeah.
because when you take people's good criticism, you're going to take their bad criticism. So that's also one thing I realized, like not to put too much thought into that type of stuff. And it's really about like what you're doing and why you're doing it, and you really shouldn't be focused on the outside stuff at all. So that has helped me a little bit about like the criticism stuff like that. But just a few more things I wanted to share from it were just a few quotes.
Okay.
One thing that it says, like when you're just starting out something, know that you're not nearly as good or important as you think you are. Pretty much saying like don't come out with an ego of thinking that like since you're starting this thing that you think is really cool and you think you're decent at it, like don't show that. Like just be silent about it, stuff like that. But two quotes or three quotes that I thought, no, two. Other one I'm going to share right at the end of the podcast.
Let's go.
Is keep your identity small, make it about the work and the principles behind it, not about a glorious vision that makes a good headline. So thought that was kind of cool, just kind of saying to like keep your process small and let the work talk for itself.
I like that.
And then also one thing that I think really could tie in with like everybody's life is almost without exception, this is what life does. It takes our plans and dashes them to pieces, sometimes once, sometimes lots of times. And I thought that honestly kind of really tied into my own life, because I've had some things come up in the recently past or stuff like that that it definitely like has changed what I thought I was going to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like people get so caught up in maybe like something that destroyed what they were going to do, but the main thing is to realize that like there's nothing you can do about it now, and you gotta somehow just keep pushing forward. So
And
it was it was kind of like a self-humbling book.
Exactly.
So like it really made me realize like some stuff that I should talk about, shouldn't talk about, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
And for anyone listening, with that quote, it like makes me think it's like life isn't gonna be perfect. Like so many people are like want this perfect life, there's going to be obstacles in the road. There's going to be things trying to throw you down. You just gotta get back up and keep pushing. Like,
yeah,
it's the only way your life will, go the way you want it to be.
Yeah, a good way to go at it is like you can't pick your challenges in life, but you can prepare for challenges.
Exactly.
Like you just simply can't pick and choose unless you're gonna hide from things and really only choose when you go out into certain things.
Exactly.
But realistically, you can't pick and choose what's gonna come at you. So it's about being mentally prepared for random things rather than thinking about one certain thing that's gonna happen, because stuff like that,
Yeah.
But that's mostly all I had about the books. They're two really interesting books. I recommend them both, even though I'm not finished with the one. It's a great book. I think it has a lot of great information that could spark some interest in a lot of people's minds. So
Exactly.
same with the Ego one. It's a really good self-humbling book. So,
and what were those books' names? Just in case anyone wants.
Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. He has a lot of good books kind of based around stuff like that. And then How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan.
I like
that. Yeah, if you're looking for some books, go get those two books because I bet you'll like them.
That's dope.
Yep. But yeah, that's all I had about the books. So.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to kind of touch on in the psychedelic world? And
yeah, so through reading this book, I've read a lot about. So pretty much everybody that was studying it and all the scientists that really had like good findings or promising things about it. And then it got outlawed, and literally every research place around the U.S. was told to be shut down by the U.S. government, except for one, and that's the one that was suspicious or not like suspect of they were like supplying it to the government still.
Oh damn!
And it's not confirmed, but there was like quotes in the book that like people pretty much confirmed it, and it makes sense because they do use it in the government.
You think so?
They do.
100%.
They have things called like microdosing Fridays. That's what it said in the book. That was his source from the center that stayed open. I mean, they use them.
That's wild.
It's just plain and simple. Especially people like dealing with a lot of technology. Stuff like that. They use them in like small doses to kind of just make their mind a little sharper and stuff like that.
People are so creative these days. I mean, there has to be so many people using them to get new ideas, and it's just like
the people that created the computer, it started with.
That's wild.
Using a little bit of that stuff, which is crazy. You think of what think of what the computer did for society. Every screen, or lots of screens that we have, iPhones, laptops.
Damn.
And you think like, how the heck would someone create that? Maybe with a little help of something else. I don't know.
That's wild.
But yeah, I think. So reading about some of like the researchers that pretty much had to go underground when everything went illegal because they didn't want to give this up because they were like, this is really promising and we already found so much stuff in literally like whatever it was, like 10 to 20 years maybe of research. So they all went underground and kind of just started trying to get patients to come to them and keep helping them. So I kind of just was thinking like if all this stuff really is true, and I'm going to do more research about it and probably read more books, but if this stuff really is true about like the mental effect it can have on especially people with diseases that we don't know how to fix certain problems of it, or just like the pharmaceutical industry kind of just wanting the more money side of it rather than actually finding like a good fix for it. So I think like pursuing that and pushing that on people that really have like they don't know what to look for anymore and they're just like fully have given up. Mm-hmm. I think like trying to get this more out into the public, if it's really some true shit, would be really cool and stuff like that, and kind of just.
Why do you think they're hiding it?
Well, like I said, like people and kids in the 60s were realizing like kind of how like dulled down and like materialistic and industrialized society really is, and it still is. So like I think the government kind of realized that like if too many people really get on this mindset, some huge things are going to change for them. And as things get more legalized in the US, like I think mushrooms are going through like clinical studies to see for people that can actually use them.
So, yeah.
I don't see any reason why that movement wouldn't happen again in the future. And I think my personal opinion is we're the era that's going to do it. So
Oh yeah, I mean, we're
pretty
so
much
much
is like
different compared to.
it's like a do or die for our era kind of thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, so I could see them reemerging in the next few years or so, a few decades maybe, but I really don't see anything. I mean, you got to do your research and be smart about these things, and there's people that shouldn't take them as far as like previous diagnosis and stuff like that. But when used in the right set and setting, I really only see like positive things, hopefully, coming from these like huge positive things. So it's really interesting. I just think like taking that path of helping people with mental problems, because that's kind of like one of the most ignored things that we have in society.
100%.
So I think taking that path would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Definitely needs to be done.
Hell yeah, it does.
That's wild.
I'm on it.
I'm hyped for you. I hope you find that answer.
I hope so too.
Change a lot of lives.
Hell yeah.
So, is there anything else to add to that? I just don't want to go next topic without you being.
I think that's about it. I think, like I said, once I finish this book, I might do maybe a little book review on my YouTube or something. But I'm definitely going to be pushing the book to people that don't know what they want to do yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be pushing the book to people that are really into like mental health, people that are just interested in reading.
Yeah.
Because this book to me was like inspiring and stuff like that. Just reading some of the things, like some of the findings is like crazy, honestly. So It just seems like,
I know a lot of people that would love to read that book.
To me, it just seems like, why wouldn't we fucking like pursue this like heavily and kind of just see how much positive effects it can have?
What could go wrong? I mean, what could go wrong if like why not?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, it sucks because there were so many studies and then it just got blocked off. So I think with the reemerging like stuff that's going on, and it's definitely getting more accepted, I think some promising stuff is coming in the future. So we'll see.
I'm excited for that.
Hopefully I can be a part of it.
Yeah, I would love you to, honestly.
Oh yeah.
So you took a 2-month break from social media? I remember you put something on social media.
Honestly, I think it was like a month to 2. I took a little, like I don't remember. I kind of just did the break, and at a certain point I was just like, okay, I'll download it back. But I did it because I had a problem with just like wasting way too much time, especially on my phone. I mean, that's going to be a problem for a long time until I really get it down to like a fix. I feel like just really trying to be efficient and not wasting time on my phone, but
especially seeing that screen time that Apple sends you.
And sometimes that's just like it's like a shot at you. It's just
that's what I mean. Like I just got mine this Sunday, and it was like 6 hours on your phone a day. I'm like, that's wild. Like, obviously, I'm not on my phone 6 consecutive hours. It's like...
And a lot of it, too, like, it adds up sometimes when you watch YouTube, or just, like, there's certain things that you can't help when the screen time adds up. But for me personally, it was like, it's time to do something about this, especially while I'm young, and just trying to take control of it. But taking that break definitely, like, decreased how much I even just, like, think about going on it and stuff like that. So that was kind of, like, the main thing, not just always going to it and scrolling, because like
I think that's my biggest problem is right before I go to bed, I feel like I have to go through the social medias that I guess I care about, you could say, just see what people are tweeting,
and that's low-key like low-key one of like the worst things you can do.
That's what I mean. Like that's something
I still do it.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like I feel like there's so many people that do that every night.
It's bad because it stimulates the heck out of your brain right before you go to bed. So that would make sense.
Or something, right?
Like Mike at BBA recommends that you like take an hour off before bed. So I've been trying to do better with that. Like reading before bed is a really good thing, just because you put your phone down.
Meditating's good before bed. So I want to get into.
I finally started doing meditation again, like literally like last week. It's hard to keep like those small changes in as a habit, but once like I started doing it again, and
because I remember when I was having trouble with something going on in my life, and I remember I hit you up for like good meditation things to watch, and literally the first one Someone was talking to me like in the video, and it was like I was out
Heck
under
yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah, the guided ones.
I love the guided
I like both.
meditations.
I like the guided ones because it's just like it kind of takes a little bit of not stress off your shoulders, but it's like
If
you
you
know
feel good
someone's
though.
gonna be there, just like literally guiding you through
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and like telling you peaceful things. So that definitely helps a lot.
I recommend that to people too. Like,
Yeah.
helps you with breathing, like just like feel like relaxed, like
Yeah, I mean, breathing literally is like a medicine kind
yeah.
of because it's something that like people need to focus on a lot, and then clearly meditation is one of the best ways to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what I do like just randomly throughout a day is I just inhale through my nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 2, and then exhale for 4, and you just do like 5 breaths
Mm-hmm.
just at random points when you think of it, and just like remember to just like relax about just everything
Yeah.
and just but yeah, so I definitely recommend it because it puts you into your own mind and it stops you from looking at everything, and it just like keeps you to look at everything in your mind and really just calm down and potentially bring up things that you're ignoring or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like really anything that's just like a mindful activity is going to do that for you. Like yoga too can do that type of stuff, but meditation, I mean, you realize the benefits right away of
Oh,
how like peaceful
100%.
it is and everything like that. So definitely recommend it. Gonna try and keep it a good
Yeah, I
habit for
need to.
myself.
I
So
definitely need to. Because there's definitely times I'll wake up in the morning just in a shitty mood, no reason, and I feel like that's a big reason. Like just go, it might not be the reason, but like going on my phone, like I don't know,
it's,
putting
I
bad
mean,
energy into
it's part
my.
of it for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything adds up into what the same
yeah.
thing. So
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying like I'm looking up like negative
no,
things,
yeah.
like it's
But
just
even
like I don't
just the
know.
screen
I
swiping, I
think just
mean,
the screens, like seeing shit, like I don't know.
it's definitely part of it. And
Mhm.
I think like I don't know if like our culture has more mental issues or just like stuff like that,
Yeah, I
but
don't. I I honestly, I don't know. I might be wrong. Like, there's a lot of stuff that media also puts. I feel like the media runs our life. It's just
I
like,
mean it does because that's what we're on. I mean a lot of people
yeah,
are not, maybe not a majority, but a decent amount of people are literally on it whenever they're not working or like whenever they're not in school, stuff like that. I mean that's why I also just took this gap year so I could not really just be going to school and then having to do schoolwork, so I
yeah,
could focus on like real life problems
exactly.
outside of work and stuff
I
like
love
that,
that.
and just like get my mental state together and
Mhm.
keep my physical state up to date and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So but yeah, it's just such a peaceful experience. It's actually kind of hard sometimes to keep your eyes closed and just like keep breathing, but once you do it like a few times, and I mean stuff like that, I guarantee you'll like it. So
That's
it's a
dope.
good mind exercise for
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. So, um, uh, I enjoy talking about this. So, mental health, has that ever affected you in your life? Like,
Honestly, like
I know on our last podcast that we did a podcast on Spotify. If you want to go listen to that before this one, you can.
little
But
preview.
but I know we touched on a little mental health, and I know that you said it never really affected you,
Yeah,
like in
I
any
honestly
way.
was
And I remember you were like, "I'm fortunate for that." Like,
like I was yeah, like it's a blessing for sure if you live through like the first like majority of your life with really having no mental health issues or really never having like
yeah,
streaks of anxiety or depression over certain things. And I honestly was like super blessed to never overcome anything like that. But I've had things pop up in the recent past that caused some things like depression and anxiety, just like small spurts of it. And it kind of also makes you realize, it made me realize like I thought it was bad for just like a few days and stuff like that, but I can't imagine like what the people that have to deal with it like for their whole lives or for huge majorities. And
whole day,
that's
like,
where I think it comes down to like there's probably not a way where you can just get this thing to erase, but you got to just do everything in your power to deflect
yeah,
like the negative thoughts that it's sending. So I told myself like I'm not going to let this thing do what it's trying to do, and I
mm-hmm.
just like
It's a great way to
did
look
a
at it.
little bit of meditation and stuff like that and just realized like life has to go on
Yeah,
even if it's going to be here, like you can't have it be here and just be dragging you down 24/7.
Exactly.
I know that sounds so easy and simple.
Uh-huh.
And for people that are like really dealing with it, I just think you can't look at it as this lifelong thing of depression. You have to look at it as a day-by-day challenge, or like
Exactly.
anxiety and stuff like that, just in general. You have to look at it as a minute by minute, hour by hour. I think that's kind of what I just changed my like life perspective to in general, is kind of just not looking at the long term and just really being focused on the
and that's
present. So
yeah, exactly.
Because all the future, mostly or a lot of like things that are going to cause your anxiety and your stress or whatever, is things either in the past or things that you're worried for in the future. If you just
You're exactly right.
realize that like I just got to do what I can with what I have right now, like things will already get better. Stuff like that.
You're exactly right.
And just for like the people that have been dealing with this stuff and they keep it in and they just like, it sounds so easy, but you gotta talk to someone.
I was just gonna
because I can't even express, like I literally just felt huge amounts of stress just like leave like my back and just my body, just like you can feel it just gone after literally talking to one person. So I mean, that's where
even if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you have to do it. And I think talking to a stranger is a great way to.
True.
They don't know anything about your personal life.
And that's where the ego comes in. You think you're going to be judged for like something that clearly is really important, and you think for some reason when you say it that you're going to get judged when almost nobody's going to judge you. And if somebody does, then clearly, sadly, you talk to the wrong person, and then you shouldn't give a fuck about what they said anyways. If they're going to be negative about it, you just got to be like, okay, I talked to the wrong person or something like that. And then again, just move on. But yeah, just getting it out there to someone. I've seen people sometimes just post it on YouTube because they think that they might not actually have literally anybody in their life. And then people talk to them on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
thousands of people will comment.
That makes them feel so much better.
Even TikTok
and it's
now.
just...
You put that shit on TikTok saying, like, you feel this way. Like, so I saw something on my For You page just the other day about that. Someone said something about how they were depressed. Literally thousands of comments, just people, like, blessing them, saying, like, hey, man,
that's the thing where it's really good. Like, you need that support, especially when it's, like, the first time you came out and told someone. But it also comes down to the fact with if these symptoms are caused by people putting you down, stuff like that, that's when you got to realize, like, none of that shit ever mattered. Like, whatever they said about what you were doing does not matter at all. And you shouldn't take it to heart. So
the people that are, that's the way I look at it. Like, the people that are shitting on you, people that, don't give a shit about you, they don't get it or they don't care. Yeah, that's about it.
In
the next 10, 15, 20 years, are you really going to be talking? Are you going to even talk to that person? Like, they don't matter. The people that try to kick you down are the people that don't matter in your life. You're not gonna be with your family or in your house one day and be like, oh damn, I remember that. Like, you're not gonna remember. And even that, dude. Like,
I gotta stress, even if it's with, let's say, this problem that caused your mental problems was you doing something that someone told you not to do. That can cause huge shame, and you thinking like, well, I shouldn't have done this, and now I'm fucked. And that's what causes people to like be scared to come out and say something, because they're going to be like, well, I told you so. Yeah. But in reality, mostly nobody's going to say that, and they're gonna be there for you. So exactly. No matter what the reason is for your problem, like, you gotta just say something to someone, because it's gonna make you feel better.
100%. And that's why I look, like, I express this so much on Twitter. I'll always tweet like, hey, anyone that's reading this, I'll be like, hey, please, if you're going through something, don't be afraid to hit me up or anyone up. I always express, I will never judge you. Like, why would I judge you, throw you down even more?
Yeah.
Why would I ask you to talk to me if you're going through something and then just shit on you?
Facts.
Like, why would I do that?
That's why if I just think of it by myself, or I see this, like, really good message that isn't helping me, but that could help someone, like, I just feel the need to just at least share it, because I've had a few people just respond, and it's just thinking like, maybe if I didn't share that thing, they would have took it to a farther step and stuff like that. Yeah. Not even that deep, but like, why wouldn't you want to just maybe share some things that are going to help people potentially?
Yeah.
So
The only thing I have a problem with is when someone tweeted this, but when you tell someone like your deepest, darkest like things that are going on in your life, and that person is telling other people, that's what I don't respect unless they're like
definitely not.
they ask you to help you out more with like reaching other people, like see how they can help.
Yeah.
But
Otherwise, that's just a total like privacy breach,
yeah,
pretty much.
that
So
you're throwing them under the bus. Like
whoever's doing that just doesn't get it, I guess.
No.
And I guess sadly couldn't be trusted. But I mean, if you have good friends or good family, pick
Yeah.
one of them, talk to them. They're not gonna judge you. And if you have nobody to talk to, like message one of us if you can, or find someone, because there's always gonna be someone out there looking to help. So
100%.
So, and I mean, I just not to go deeper into it, but I remember the story of the guy that jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and survived.
Yep.
He said, like, right when he jumped, he was just like,
it, right?
regret. And why wouldn't it be? Because you think that you're in such a dark place that, like, there's nothing better. But clearly the thing better is trying to beat it, even if it never goes away.
Yeah.
Or eventually someday beating it and living, like, the best life you never could have imagined.
You never know how you can help others out, even when you are in a deep stage of mental health, like telling your story and obviously overcoming mental health and saying like, hey, your life is worth living. You know,
Definitely.
It's just you need to keep pushing, talk to people, go to therapy. Like it's okay to go to therapy. I feel like a lot of people are worried about, oh, I'll get judged if I go to therapy. No, you need to do like what's gonna help you.
I could see therapy being
what's gonna better you,
beneficial for literally anybody. I mean, everybody has at least small problems, so like just talking about them with someone and realizing that you're fully accepted there is just like definitely a calming.
Exactly. Have you ever seen the movie Joker? The newest one?
No, I haven't seen the newest one.
That it's huge. Like it's not. It's more real life, like mental health. Like the dude that plays Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. He like has really bad mental health, and he like that's how he turns into like this clown Joker dude. It's super. It reaches on a lot of mental health stuff. It's definitely a good watch. Like it's really deep. It's
might have to watch it sometime.
Like I've talked to a lot of people about that movie, and they said like I was uncomfortable watching it because it's so deep about like mental health and.
Damn.
Yeah.
I knew it. It didn't receive the best critics, did it?
I don't know.
I thought I remember seeing a lot of stuff where it's just like.
I don't think a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, that's what I mostly saw. But
I mean, I saw it twice. I watched it the first time in the movie theater, and then the second time I watched it here with my parents, and they were like, I went with my dad at the movie theater, and then I watched it again with my mom and dad here, and even my dad was like, it's so much different now, like realizing like how deep it really is. Like he just like everything just like changed. Like I don't know, definitely watch it. But yeah, obviously, don't forget to reach out to someone and
always
reach out to your friends. So, get out of the deep topics. So you're looking to start traveling more and potentially maybe moving out of Dubuque.
Yeah. So me and my buddies are hopefully going to try and make it to Colorado next May.
You want to live there or just take a trip?
We're going to take a trip there.
Okay.
And because I've been to like a few other states, of course, and stuff like that, but mostly all that was like in my childhood.
Yeah.
So with like
definitely while you're young, travel.
Yeah, with like family
with
traveling,
friends or family, and travel.
Heck yeah! And now that we kind of have like, or now that I have like more freedom, and you can really just do whatever you want.
Pandemic doesn't help, but
yeah, that won't help. But we're gonna plan a trip to Colorado. I'm really interested in Colorado because of just like how beautiful it probably is.
Oh,
and my dad's
never been there.
My dad's been there hunting, and he has pictures, and it's crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a really fun experience.
I could definitely see you being the type of person who just like tent out on a mountain.
I told him we got to do that for at least a night or two.
My friend did that for a week with his friends, and he said it was the best time of his life. He even got a tattoo on his thigh of like the mountain. He took a picture of the mountains.
Damn.
And got a tattoo on his leg. So that was pretty dope. But he said he loved it.
Yeah, so I could see. I don't. I would like California and stuff like that. I think, but for me and kind of from what I like Colorado seems like a perfect fit for me. As far as me literally having no idea where I actually want to live. If I had
Yeah.
to pick somewhere right now, I'd probably pick Colorado. But
Okay.
places that I would want to also just travel, I think like Greece would be cool,
Oh
stuff like
yeah, yeah,
that, and
100%.
maybe just like going to like Africa and kind of like
Yeah,
going on like a safari or something like that. But
exactly, 100%.
pretty much just getting out of the U.S. at least, or
I
getting
need to
into
do that.
different
Atmosphere, kind of.
atmospheres, cultures, societies, and really,
See how they live their lives day by day.
yeah,
I think
definitely,
it'd be dope to visit Dubai
heck yeah,
because I mean, they're so rich out there. Not because of that. It's just like their lifestyle is so different. I don't know. I think Dubai would be cool, or um, Brazil. I've always wanted to visit Brazil for some
Brazil would be
reason.
sweet,
Soccer, I think. I don't know. I'm not a huge soccer dude, but Brazil just kind of always.
heck yeah.
Rome, Italy. My
Yeah,
brother went there.
Italy would be pretty sweet. Yeah, getting to, I think it would also be cool just going to different countries so you can try like their food, because
Oh, 100%.
everything we have is like American food and kind of shit.
Yeah.
But as far as like cultured meals, it's all of like our impressions on it. So
Yeah.
like actually getting to go to like Italy and having
And
like
eating,
pizza,
yeah.
or like going to Greece and eating whatever the
That's the
heck they
same thing
eat,
with
stuff
like
like
going
that.
to Chicago or New York. I feel like you always have to eat the pizza. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to Chicago this weekend, and
Yeah, it's a big
I
thing
need
for
to eat
people.
pizza there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. But I know you said you probably see yourself staying in Dubuque if your job keeps going well and everything.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I would. It would be sweet to either start my own business of what I'm doing with my job now in another state, but obviously, like, I think that's a big part of like going back to school and getting some sort of degree.
uh-huh.
But I don't know. I don't know where my life's gonna take me yet. I just kind of go day by day. I mean, I think I need to get out of my comfort zone more and just think about like I don't
That's one of
know.
the most
It's
like
a
well,
it's
that's one of
a
the
it's a
best things
very
you can do for yourself just in
it's a
general
difficult
is getting out of your comfort
cause,
zone
yeah.
with like literally
Because
everything.
my brother moved out to Arizona, and I mean, I don't know. Every time I go, I mean, I've only gone to Arizona once, but the one time I was there, I felt like not home, but I felt like it was just like my vibe. So I'm excited to go there later this year, check it out. But I don't know. I definitely need to do something, get out of my comfort zone. I don't know where, my future is gonna take me.
Yep.
I always just take it day by day, I guess.
Yep, living fully in the present
Yeah.
will get you to where
A
you
lot
need
of
to
people
be.
always ask me like, "Oh, where do you see yourself in 10, 15, 20 years?" I'm like, I don't know. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Literally anything. I could give you an answer now, and then something different will happen in the next 5 years. I just
And
don't
if
know.
anything, like planning too far into the future kind of limits your options, because if you plan something for yourself that like set in stone, I'm doing this, that's probably going to take away a lot of opportunities that like you
Yeah.
could have gone other places and stuff like that. So just keeping it like open and just being like, I'll
Yeah.
see where it takes me, I think is really,
Exactly.
but all clearly having a plan is important, but
Of course, but I don't know. I always just tell people I can't give you an answer. It's either I go here or I stay here or I'll figure it out. I know I will.
heck yeah, we all will.
Exactly. So we got Swifty here. You love music. Huge music person.
Yes, sir.
You're definitely a way bigger music person than I am. I love listening to music, but I know you get down to the beat, down to the lyrics.
Yeah, I'm just like 100% just a hip hop head.
Okay.
So I like pretty much all types of music. The music I don't listen to is country. Like I
Yeah.
never listen to country except in the summer, and like there's times where I like
Yeah.
to listen to country, but I'm never really
That's
choosing
not
that on
what
my
you'll
own.
listen to like late at night, just
But
chilling.
to me, it's just something about like rap and everything that it's different for me. Like the messages at
100%.
least are just like they go deeper in my opinion and stuff like that. But honestly, all music, goes deep into
So
stuff like
top
that.
5 rappers on your list.
So I think last time I thought too much and honestly, like was thinking too much about who it was. But
That was just the nerves.
yeah,
Now you're
when I made my
Hopefully you're
list, I
chilling.
definitely I think I forgot someone, so that I won't forget to mention him this time. So probably my top 5 of if I just have to go with all time, probably go with
Is this in any order or
no,
just
yeah,
like?
just in any order.
Yeah.
Probably Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I've been listening to him a lot recently because I listened to one of his early projects that I hadn't heard yet, and when you do that, it just fully hooks you on a certain person or
Oh,
something for the time.
100%.
But it also made me realize like he's definitely one of my favorite artists of all time. And Logic will always be in my favorites
My boy.
because of his mixtapes and
Under Pressure is what, like you said, that's
yeah,
the album that really brought me in to listen to him.
yeah,
And his small songs on like SoundCloud and
heck
shit.
yeah, like his first 2 albums are just like picture perfect in my opinion and just masterpieces of art.
And when he does albums, he does like stories behind it.
Yeah.
That's what I think is cool. There's not a lot of artists that do
That's
that.
what's also really cool about Kendrick is he actually like, well, that's cool about like the more older artists that we have
Yeah.
because most of the new artists coming out like they really don't give a shit about message or anything.
I think a lot of
And
people
most
are
of
trying
them,
to catch a
they're just looking for that
bag
quick
and-
fame
Yeah.
and just like the quick money, which hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that
But there's definitely a lot of people that drop a song and then just blow up.
yeah, that too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all you need is one song to really get your thing going. So
I know Juice WRLD did interview. His one song was what, Lucid Dreams maybe, or
yep.
I think that's the song. He said that.
Yeah.
He didn't. He's like, I didn't know that was the
Exactly.
song that was gonna blow me up, but it did.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of his biggest songs.
Mm-hmm.
But
So you got to
as
just
you were saying though, sorry.
yeah, you get so Kendrick Logic. Honestly, I might have to put just the whole group of NWA in my top 5 because I watched Straight Outta Compton like about a month or 2 ago, and I've watched it like 3 times total since or like that. But that just got me hooked on old style rap and old school rap, which is a great thing because if you like nowadays rap, you gotta get into old school rap because it's just more true to the culture of rap and stuff like that. But NWA is I really like a lot of their music and just each of their artists has like singles and stuff by themselves and stuff like that too. So that's probably that's 3, and then I guess if I had to pick 2 more, I'd probably pick. I mean, I'll have to go with Lil Wayne and Drake.
Oh yeah,
probably
yeah.
are my last 2 to fill the top 5.
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Because they're just two goats of our generation. Even though Lil Wayne was pretty much a little bit before us, but like
hey, he's still dropping some bangers though.
Yeah, and I respect Lil Wayne a lot just because he's always preaching like to keep grinding. Just stuff like that. Lil Wayne is just like.
Didn't he retire? And then didn't he say he was retiring? Then he kind of just came back. I might be wrong.
Honestly, I would be shocked if he said that just because of how much
this was like a long time, like a while ago, nothing recently.
Thing is, I could have seen him saying something with that because his label wasn't letting him drop the Carter 5. So I could see like that having a part of him to do with it, with him being like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, I love Lil Wayne. He's just like, his personality too is just like really fun and just stuff like that. So
that's dope.
But I really recommend the movie Straight Outta Compton. That if you like rap or if you like music in general or if you just looking for a good movie to see, like that movie was ideal for me because it's just like a hip hop and like
those are
stuff like that.
A lot of those movies are the ones that are blown up. I know like Queen and Elton John, those are all old timers, like the older generation music. But even they made Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. That movie blew up.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I'm sure that's
that's
great.
Rocket Man with Elton John, that blew up. And then even that dude on TikTok that played Fleetwood Mac, Dreams, that he's on the longboard drinking cranberry juice. I don't know if you ever seen that dude. But he got that song to blow up. Everyone's like, oh, who is this person singing this? I'm like, that's so long ago. Like, it's crazy. All these like young kids are like just getting into these like older songs.
That's funny that you say that because Mike Zweifel played that at BBA when the little kids were in there and they were literally all like the TikTok song and stuff like that. And he was like, no, this is not a TikTok song.
This is generations ago of just vibes. Like, I don't know.
Heck yeah, but music in general is just...
I know you're huge on music.
One of the greatest things just created of all time, clearly.
It's like that's something anyone can go to, and like it's either good emotion, sad emotion, happy.
Anything you need, it's there.
Exactly.
So,
like there's different types of music for everyone.
Heck
everyone,
yeah.
anyone. Exactly.
Always keep searching for new music because there's always stuff out there that you haven't heard.
Yeah, on Spotify, I like how they do the New Music Friday. I always go on that and just see like what songs people are dropping, like not known people. So.
Heck yeah.
But I have a beat for Swifty. It's the What's Poppin' instrumental.
Yes, sir.
He's going to freestyle for us on live stream. So I'm super hyped for that.
Let's get it.
Let me get this up for you. I got it. All right. You ready or you need some time? You need a drink of water?
Let's run it.
All right.
All right. I'm not going to keep it clean if that's all right. Cool. So, not going to keep it clean. Yeah, I'm here for the cleanup. Yeah, check my demeanor. Yeah, let's go. I'm acting nice, never meaner. Yeah, let's go. It doesn't matter. Yeah, let's go. It doesn't matter if you're flatter. Yeah, let's go. Serving up good shit on a goddamn silver platter. Yeah, let's go. Break your mind into matter. It doesn't matter where I'm going. I go boom. I go boom. Yeah, let's go. I'm in the room. We in the studio. About to go to the podcast in the room. Yeah, let's go. I just zoom. Yeah, I feel the fumes. Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to think too hard. Right now, I'm trying to think of... That's okay. Sometimes the beat goes off, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean your head goes off. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, make their heads turn slow when I put on my headphones, yo. Yeah, let's go. I'm speaking, so you should probably be quiet. Yeah, let's go. But they say silence is violence. Yeah, let's go. I don't want to create riots, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm here to start shit. Yeah, I'm here to do shit. Yeah, keep it legit. Yeah, spitting real shit. Yeah, with my homie. Try to keep going, yeah. Calling him the Brody, calling him my bromie. Yeah, let's go. You doesn't know me, but you know we doing a podcast so we can get into the zone. Yeah, into the zone. But we not alone. We the duo. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, here to just show what the people. Yeah, I gotta go.
Yes, sir.
Try to spit a little something.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of people that just spit freestyles. I love it. I respect it.
It was nothing on my best.
But who else is gonna come in?
First time I've ever done it on a mic, on a live podcast.
Who else is gonna come here and have the guts and to actually, regardless of how it turns out, to do a freestyle? So I respect that, Swift.
Heck yeah.
But Swift.
Honestly, if you wanted to pick one more beat, I'll do like one more quick.
I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah.
Maybe a Logic since.
Heck yeah.
Nah. Let's go. I'm so hyped.
I don't really like slower ones, so more on like the good tempo side is
got you.
Something I enjoy doing.
I want to hear this. You don't have to do it. I just want to hear it. Is this chill, or you want to do something else?
Do a different one.
All right. How about?
I'm down.
We might have done this for the last one.
I don't know. I might have spit a verse on it, but it doesn't matter. Cause when I'm coming, yeah, I come with the full shit. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, unload a full clip with my words. Yeah, let's go flying high with the birds. Yeah, let's go flying high in the sky. But it doesn't matter right now, cause I'm really in my own mind. Trying to make my own time, yeah. Trying to get on my own grind 24/7, yeah. I'm living at getting my gas at 7-Eleven. And it don't matter if you are my brethren. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. I just know that we not splitting these dividends. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Trying to spit all of these writtens. Actually, this is a freestyle. Yeah, I just call it like me style. Yeah, I don't know anything about this shit, but I just go off like, oh my god, I am the shit. But I am really not. Yeah, let's go. I'm just trying to stir up the whole pie. Yeah, let's go. I didn't even have to smoke on pie. I'm just doing this right off the dome. Right off the dome. Right off the chrome. Hit you with chrome. Got my car chrome. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Right off the dome. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. I'm in a zone. I'm gonna try to keep killing it. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. We just be chilling it, villain it. Yeah, we not villains. We really just frenemies. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. We are not enemies. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Keep it slow. Actually, try to keep it fast. Foot on the gas. Yep. Feeling the thrash. Yeah, I'm not in a clan, but we clash. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Do the dash. Yeah, hop in the car. Hop in the car. What do I see? I just see stars. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Don't go too far. But right now, I'm just focused on spitting his raps. Yeah, filling with bars.
Yes, sir, Swift. I respect it. Good shit, dog.
See, sometimes you just need a little warm up too, just to get it going, But
you guys don't want to hear me freestyle. No, I'm not.
We'll see if we get enough comments. That'll be on the next
comments,
one.
likes. Maybe I'll spit. Maybe Swifty will write me something up, and I'll try rapping it on stream.
We'll get something like that.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. If you didn't, if you're listening on here, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube also, where you guys can watch it later. Swift, I'll throw your YouTube in the description below. Everyone go check out Swift's Instagram.
Awesome.
Or sorry, not Instagram. YouTube channel. He's been killing it, doing a bunch of magic tricks, and he's gonna start doing book reviews, but bunch of other shit.
I'll get back on the YouTube grind eventually.
I want to so bad.
I've been on a pretty long break, but it's definitely like something I enjoy doing. It's just that
I loved it.
Didn't keep pushing myself to do it.
It's so hard right now with like pandemic, like. I don't
True,
want to upload
for sure.
Stuff, and then people get mad that I'm like out. Like,
but also, like if you're looking to like start a business or just not trying to live like the quote unquote normal life, like getting stuff out there with content is gonna be a huge help. So
YouTube is something that I got out of my comfort zone. So
Heck yeah.
if you want, if you're out there listening to this and you're nervous about doing YouTube, who gives a shit? Do YouTube. Do what you want. Don't be stupid though. Don't be stupid. Like I mean, if do what you want. I'm not gonna just don't upload something you're gonna regret in the future. That's what I mean.
True.
But thank you so much for watching this podcast today.
Thank you, Logan.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming, write down facts. Hey, this was a huge podcast. I didn't know anything about psychedelics, but Swift, thank you so much for coming on this podcast, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.